So you're thinking you're selling your property and you're not sure where to start. I'm Peter Forbes from Number One Property Centre, and I'm here today to run you through and take a deep dive into the 4 steps to sold. The first thing you need to do is list the property, and by listing it, you need to choose an agent to work with. You should see your agent as a business partner, someone you can work with and someone you trust that can get the most out of your property, which will ultimately mean the most dollars in your pocket at the end of the day. You really want to avoid the big mistakes that people make when they're selling their house. I think the biggest one out there though is when you get a few agents around and you get that agent that gives you that dream price, that really high estimate on what they think your house will sell for. This is a big one in my industry, and we in the industry call this buying the listing. So what happens, the agent turns up at your property, does their appraisal spiel, and they tell you some amazing price that they could get for your property, and all of a sudden you're liking the idea of this as a seller, and you list the property with them at this high price. And what happens, the agent uses your time, he uses your money, and he wastes it, and he puts it out there. It doesn't attract any buyers because it's too dear. It goes stale on the market. Then you've got a problem. You've got to drop down to the price. And I've seen many occasions where a seller actually comes down to less than what they probably could have got in the first place. So don't fall for this agent that's, you know, way up there on price, because at the end of the day, unless the agent's interested in buying the property, it doesn't really matter what they think. What you need to look for is, I want the agent that can negotiate better. I want the agent that can market better to sell my house. The second big problem I see when people are picking an agent is they pick an agent based on what commission they charge. Now, it makes sense. You know, go with an agent who'll charge you less commission. The fact of the matter is though, at the end of the day, if you choose an agent solely based on what commission they charge, and they're prepared to, I guess, you know, drop their commission for you to get your listing, to win you over. Imagine what they'll actually do when they come to negotiating on the sale price of your property. I mean, think about it like this. If one agent is $2,000 dearer to sell your home, but they can get you $10,000 more because they're a better marketer and they're a better negotiator, who's the cheapest in that case? So keep an open mind, look at all the options, see what they're doing with their marketing. Get them to explain to you what they do in the case of negotiating when there's more than one party looking at the property. If they don't have a clear answer on that one, well then you know that you've probably got someone who's probably not up to speed with negotiating this day and age. Mistake number 3 that I see sellers making quite a bit, and that's this theory, and they often say, look, I want to list my property with several agents because there'll be more buyers. And I can understand this thinking. You know, you've got 3 agents, so you'll have 3 times the buyers. The problem is agents put their stuff out there in the same places in a lot of cases. So what generally ends up happening is if there's 10 buyers for a property, they'll be split up amongst three agents. And I guess the biggest problem with this is if you've got 10 buyers split amongst 3 agents, the likelihood that we're going to have a multiple offer situation is very limited, because you'll have a situation where the offers will come in, no one's really managing the sale, I guess, so things get lost in the process. So that's one of the reasons why open listing is no good. Secondly, when you do an open listing, you've got to keep in mind that probably the best agents out there are probably not going to do open listings, because they've got other sellers out there that have committed to an exclusive sale. So they're unlikely to waste their time on something that, you know, they could potentially not get paid on. So think about what you're doing there, and I always believe that an exclusive agency is the way to go when you're selling your property. But certainly keep an open mind and look into all these things. So once you've made your decision, list your property to sell. And that brings us to step number 2 of this phase, and that is present. So you've picked your agent, you've got through that first part of the listing process. Now it's time to present your home for sale. This stage of the process in selling is very important, because presented homes get more money in your pocket and sell quickly and easily. So very, very important. You've got a good agent in place now, so use their knowledge. Presenting a home's not always about spending thousands of dollars and really putting it out there. In most cases, some minute touch-ups can really help the sale along. And certainly it's the little things that will often work the best. See what your agent offers. I know our office, we're offering a clarity consultant for a couple of hours to come to your property, either via Facebook online or in person, and have a close look at what you have and give you some advice on how to present it, and in most cases give you a blueprint going forward, so how to present it for each open house and so forth. What we like to look at is more of a decluttering process and a general tidy up, rather than spending dollar after dollar and looking for that radical change, which in most cases is not necessary. Big part of your presentation process is also the price. Don't kid yourself, guys. If the price is not right, you will have trouble presenting to the marketplace. So part of presenting is definitely price. So you've got to look at what's out there, what your competition on the market is, and really have a deep dive into that at the start of this process. Talk to your agents, see what they've got available for sale, see what's available with other agents, and work out a price that people are going to be interested in. In my experience, houses that compare well to what's out there and present well on the market, both in appearance and price, will work a lot better in any market. I hear a lot of sellers say to me, I want to start high though, because I can always come down. Now, okay, you could do that. The problem I see with it is the best time to market your property to sell is in the first 4 weeks. That's when the bulk of buyers see it, and they see it as a new listing, so they want to come and have a look. If you are on the market in that first 4 weeks at too high of a price, you'll probably miss the best buyers out there, and that's an issue, because what'll happen, your property will go stale, and after that 4 or 5, 6 week bracket, you drop the price and you come down to somewhere to meet the market, and often it's too late. That's not a position I want you to be in as a seller of any property.